I see a lot of girls post their Cash App on Instagram. Yeah, they won't even post naked. They'll just post their Cash App like, hey, in case anybody wants to send money. Which I don't think there's anything wrong with that. There's just this one girl that I didn't like. She posted her Cash App, and then under it said, don't be one of those lame guys who only sends like $4. I didn't even know her, but that made me so mad, I sent her a message. I was like, hey, I'm gonna need my $4 back. One of my friends made $800 in one day through Instagram. Yeah, she doesn't post naked or anything. So I'm proud of her for making that money, but I don't know why I'm proud exactly. She says one guy sends her $400 anytime she has an hour to kill just to talk to him about his troubles. Which, good for her. That's most people have to spend 6, 8 years in college to become licensed therapists. She skipped it. Her license is like a cute selfie and her cash tag under it. That's her therapy license. That's the equivalent of going straight to the NBA right out of high school. That's why, don't get me wrong, I definitely do believe men, women, equals. I just don't think we're equal all the time. If I had to bet money on a dunking contest, well, I'm sorry, I'm gonna put my money on men. But if I had to bet money on a post your Cash App and see who sends you the most money contest. I've already given the women my last $4. The other day, I went off at a restaurant. Well, not really a restaurant. The other day, I went off at McDonald's. I ordered a bunch of food through the app with my friend. When we got there to pick it up, it was 4 bags worth of food. And I told the guy behind the register, I was like, hey, bro, could I have 1 packet of buffalo sauce? And he might have been having a bad day already because he responded all mad. He was like, I already put honey mustard in the bag. I don't even know who the fuck told him to do that. He's acting like if I was texting him don't forget the honey mustard. I swear to God, I don't know what I'm gonna do if you forget that honey. But I try to keep it calm. I said, hey, bro, take it back. Give me the buffalo, even trade, you know? He was like, that's too many bags for me to be looking for that honey mustard. He's like, I don't got time for that. He goes, if you want buffalo sauce, it's 25 cents. But I'm like, bro, don't take this job that serious. Of all the jobs in the world, don't take this one that serious. Just give me the buffalo sauce. I'm like, come on, bro. The owner of this place is a fucking clown. Literally, I'm not even making fun. You're gonna take a stand for Ronald? Calm down. He's like, hey, maybe my job is some joke to you, but this is how I make my living. If you want buffalo sauce, it's 25 cents. But this last part, he didn't have to throw in there. This is where I lost my temper. He goes, if you don't have 25 cents, just say that. That's where I was like, all right, bitch. I had some cash on me, so I started looking for the biggest bill I have. And my homeboy, he knew where I was going with this. He was trying to stop me. He's like, hey, bro, don't be that guy. But I was like, nah, fuck that. I pulled out a $10 bill. Because now I'm like, if this man wants to sell buffalo that bad, I'm in the market today. I said, you know what, bro? Give me $10 worth of buffalo sauce. He's like, what? I said, you heard me, 10 bands right now. He's like, what, are you fucking serious? I said, yeah, I'm serious. You want to be fucking top buffalo salesman of the month in this bitch? Let's get you that commission check, bro. That's right, we're tired, goddammit. But did he go get my buffalo? No. He goes and he gets his manager. And now I felt embarrassed because his manager was this little old lady, man. She don't got no time for this. The woman barely has time at all. But this old lady, This is why she's manager. She knows how to deal with people like me. She gets these 2 empty McDonald's bags and just starts dumping packs of buffalo sauce in them. More than what I needed. $28 worth of buffalo at least. At that point, even I was like, hey, like that's all right. I was like, I think I have some at the house, actually. But she kept going. She's like, nah, you want buffalo? Like, it's like, bitch. But I do have to, like, learn, you know, to control my emotions. Because when you're my height, bro, life is just different. Like, you move different. I go to bars. I can't even enjoy being at a bar like everybody else. If I'm at a bar and somebody bumps into me, bro, I just get bumped into. End of story. I'd be like, yeah, I was watching that episode of... Ooh. I was watching that episode of SpongeBob. Because I already learned my lesson, man. One time, I was at a bar. I'm drinking with a girl. We're talking, laughing. Some dude bumps into me. I spilled my drink. I turned around, swole. I was like, who the fuck? That guy's in a rush. Anytime I'm feeling bad, I go buy me some new shoes. I just think retail therapy works, man. I think retail therapy works better than actual therapy. You go to a therapist, spend $200-300 an hour to talk to one, and you'll feel better for a little bit, but you know, you'll go home, you'll look in the mirror, you're still ugly. With retail therapy, you look better, you feel better. Sometimes you don't even have to spend money. Next time you're feeling down, just go to the mall. Salespeople will lift you up better than any therapist. I was walking through the mall a few months back. I was all like moping. This dude just runs up on me with a back massager, puts it to my back. He's like, my man, are you a hard worker? You're a hard worker, right? I was like, honestly, I'm not. He's like, nah, you're a hard worker, man. I can see it in you. I was like, all right, yeah. I see it a little bit too now, yeah. Dave's turning around. He was like, what you do, man, is you tell your girl about these back massages, you tell her how hard you've been working, and she'll come up here and she'll buy you one. And I was just being honest, you know, at the time, I was like, I don't have a girl. He was like, but you're gonna get a girl, man, I know you will. I was like, dude, I've known you like 30 seconds. But I wish you could have been my dad. But yeah, man, for me, the therapy's always been the shoes. Every new pair of shoes I buy feels like it's fixing another emotional issue I had. Like these Nikes I'm wearing right now, I was lacing them up. I was like, man, these fresh right here. Hell yeah. So what if my dad's on the moon right now? Nah, he landed. Living with my dad, we live out in the country, which is nice. It's like a pond in our... Whenever somebody finds out they drink more water than you, they start talking to you like if they get laid more than you. They say cocky shit. Say shit like, you haven't had any water today. I'm like, no. They're like, fucking up. Yeah, it's just cooler to be healthy, man. It's like in style to drink water, and I don't like it. It's out of hand, man. It's gotten to the point that people will judge you even just based off of the brand of water you drink. I had a Fiji water at the barber shop the other day. Everybody was like, you like that one? I was like, nah. I didn't even know what I did wrong. I was like, nah, I don't like it. I was just holding on to it for this girl I have sex with sometimes. I don't know which one the cool water is to drink. I know which one the lame one is, and it's the one that I like. I like drinking Dasani. Yeah, didn't I tell you they judge? Dasani takes me back to my childhood. Dasani's the only water that tastes like outside water hose. Tastes like manguera. Yeah. Like, I don't even care if I'm inside, man. I'll buy me a bottle, I'll open it up, and I drink it like this. This is cool. My parents, too, they just had a lot going on. They had crazy lives. My mom had a boyfriend, I remember, that went to prison for selling dope, and she wanted to let me know, but she didn't want to tell a little kid the cold, hard truth, so she told me, like, a sugar-coated truth. She was like, hey, listen, Martin, he's going to be away for a little while because he was caught with moon rocks from the moon. She's like, those are illegal here on Earth. They're these little white rocks. They don't want them on the planet, so the government is sending him on a mission to the moon to return the rocks. She said, I don't know if you learned about this in school yet, but it takes like 2 years just to get to the moon, about 2 years to get back, just depending on his behavior. She's like, Martin's gonna be gone at least 4 to 5. Which I believed, but at the same time, even in my little kid mind, I'm like, man, I thought to be an astronaut in the States, you had to know English. I was like, Martin is flying a spaceship? I have to help that man order Chinese food. So I was like, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Next time I see my dad, I'm gonna tell him this whole Martin story, and he'll tell me if it's real or not. Or, he'll tell me what it really means, because he has no reason to lie, He doesn't even know Martin. I didn't know, though, that during these times, my dad was also a pharmaceutical salesman. So when I told him about Martin, he just got real agitated. He was like, sometimes people gotta go to the moon, man, it happens. I was like, damn, are you gonna go to the moon? He was like, nah, I'm not stupid like Martin. But that messed me up so much in school, man, because they used to tell you, like, you work hard, you get good grades, you can do anything you want, even be an astronaut. And I was like, I'm no dumbass. Funny that anything he bought me, he'd put a tremendous amount of pressure on me to, like, appreciate and take care of it. Be trying on shoes at the store. He's like, you like those? They fit? Those the ones you want? We're like, yeah, Dad, I love these. Thank you. He's like, you sure? We're like, yeah, I like these. He's like, all right. Because a lot of people had to suffer just for you to get those. I was like, suffer? What the? I didn't know what he was talking about. I was just walking up to Foot Locker employees like, hey, I'm sorry for your pain, bro. I don't know what happens when y'all walk back there, but be careful. I want to get health insurance. That shit looks badass. Right now, I don't have health insurance. So anytime I need to go to the doctor for anything, I go to like this affordable type clinic. You know those clinics that are like for people in the struggle? But I feel like the doctors there be struggling too. My primary care physician lady, I don't think she makes enough money to care. That bitch has her own problems. She was like, Mr. Barbosa, do you smoke cigarettes? I was like, sometimes. She's like, shit, me too. But I'm trying to stay productive while I can, I'm trying to stay productive. I started learning how to work on cars. I really did it because I wanted to impress women. But so far, I've just been impressing men. They're the only ones who really care. Like, I was telling my boy that I did the oil change on my car. He was like, where'd you take it? I said, no, I did it. He goes, I was like, calm down, pervert. What the fuck? When I was a kid, I did a little paint and body, but the mechanics of it, I never messed with it, and learning. I know a thing or two now, but before, I didn't really know much. I didn't even know what type of oil my own car used at first. I remember the dude at the store was like, what kind of oil do I get you? I was like, whatever Vin Diesel uses. He's like, I don't know what Vin Diesel uses. I was like, well, you don't know nothing about cars, bro. Or family. Don't clap. That's a stupid ass joke. Don't clap. Y'all should be ashamed of me that I even said that. Like, you should be ashamed, man. You know what's crazy is I was so cocky about that joke. I was a little high when I wrote that. But I was so high that I didn't even realize it was like funny because it's so stupid. I thought it was like I'm so smart. I was right there like, and then I'm gonna be like, get this. Or family. Nah, but I learned that my car uses 5W30. And when I learned that, or when I learn anything new about cars, I feel like I'm ready to chop it up with other car guys, talk shop. But then I talk to car guys, and they remind me, I don't know shit. This dude at a car show was telling me about his truck. He was like, yeah, what can I tell you, bro? You know, I did an E85 conversion. It's a 454 big block V8 that I took out of a 75 C10. The truck itself is a 68 C10. Got about 118 cc to about 120 cc headers. I was running 93 cc headers on this bad boy, but that 9-to-1 compression ratio just popped that piston right out of there, boy. I said, for real? I was like, I don't know, maybe put 5W30 on there, bro. That's what Vin Diesel uses, you know? I want to know more stuff, you know what I mean? I want to know more stuff. Because I want to be smarter, be better at conversation. Because sometimes other comedians will invite me onto their podcast, and like, I want to be a better guest. One time, I got to go on Joe Rogan's podcast. The man has, like, the biggest podcast in the world, and he gave me a great opportunity by having me on, man. But I didn't have shit to talk about. And then I fucked up because I started reading the comments, and everybody was like, man, this guy is boring. The last guy he was so interesting. The last guy had a good episode. Every comment, the last guy was this and that. And I know I'm dry, but now I'm like, all right, well, who's this last guy, right? So I go to check, and the guy on the episode before mine, he was like an F-22 fighter pilot spilling government secrets. Hell yeah, his episode was better than mine. I was like, what the fuck they put me after him for? That man had government secrets. I was on my dumbass episode like, oh, I like Funyuns. I don't really vibe with country. It's not my thing. But my friends were like, nah, man, you don't like country because you haven't listened to George Strait. He's from Texas. We're from Texas. And he makes these badass songs about Texas. Like, check it out, I'm going to play you one. And they play one he made about Texas. And in the first lyrics, George Strait says, I wish I was back in Texas 200 years ago. And I was like, I was like, I don't know, man. I can see how some people might like this song. That's not for me, though. I'm a big, like, old school hip hop fan. Like, I love Biggie Smalls. That's one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, it's just that I've been listening to the same Biggie songs over and over again, and you know, after a while, they could take on a new meaning. Like that song, I love it when you call me Big Papa. At first, that song had me feeling like, damn, Biggie's a pimp. But now, I've heard it so many times, Biggie comes off as a little creepy. Just a little. Like, there's a line in that song where he walks up to a girl, he's like, what's up? I got mad friends with Benzes. And, you know, I'm no girl in a bar. But if I was, and this 300-pound dude with a lazy eye came up to me, and he's talking about, my friend has a Mercedes, I'd be like, I think I want to have sex with your friend. Like, you're the weirdest wingman ever. But my favorite of the more modern day rappers is Quavo from the Migos. Because anything he says sounds badass, man. I like this song called Kelly Price, because in that first verse, Quavo comes out swinging. He's like, I go through all the cities, I'm on a mile a minute, I go a mile a minute. And when I'm sober, that shit's tight. But when I smoke a little bit, I start doing the math. I was like, yo, a mile a minute, that's 60 miles an hour. I was like, yo, did this dude just brag about driving across country at speed limit? Yeah, every Saturday and Sunday from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., little 12-year-old me just washing dishes. You know? It wasn't that bad. My coworker, that dude, he was 11. I was his supervisor. I remember my first weekend there, the older Mexican dudes got mad because I kept changing the radio. I couldn't get motivated to the songs that they worked to, man. Old Mexican dudes worked their ass off to the most lovey-dovey music all day at work, which is wild because right after work, they go home and treat their women like shit. I remember one of the guys there, he invited us to a cookout at his house, and it was wild to see him go from chopping onions at work like, ¿Sabes que me gustas tanto? And then that same night, he's yelling at his wife like, pendeja, vete pa' dentro. I felt so bad for her. I was like, oh my God, he's a sweetheart to us. I was like, maybe you should get a job with us, lady. Could save your marriage. Yeah, I kept changing the radio, and he screamed at me. He's like, no toques el radio, don't touch the radio. I was like, oh, damn. And then the next day, I didn't talk, I didn't touch the radio, just washed dishes all day. At the end of the night, we did a deep cleaning of the whole restaurant. And when the older Mexican dudes were done, they sat on these boxes in the middle of the kitchen, just talking, drinking. But I kept looking for things to clean, because I wanted to get back in their good graces and show them I'm a good kid, I'm a hard worker. And then the one who screamed at me, he called me over. He was like, I went over there. He got up off the box and he pulled out a beer. He was like, ¿Quieres una cerveza? He's offering me a beer. But I'm 12. So I was like, okay. I was like, no más dos. Mañana tengo escuela. For any of my non-Spanish speaking friends, I basically let them know 2 is my cap because I have school tomorrow. No offense, but I don't want to work here the rest of my life with y'all. But he gave me that beer, and I felt so cool, man. You know, I got my beer, I'm hanging out with the adults, you know, listening to them talk. I wanted to talk too, but I couldn't find anything that I could relate to so I could pitch in. You know, they're talking about grown people stuff. Like their kids, their bills, their wives. Like, mi pinche vieja, güey. But I tried my best to relate, man. I took a swig of my beer. I was like, yeah, my grandma be tripping, bro. I was like, she never believes me. I take showers. Now, I think because of all that, I'm like addicted to shoes, man. I love sneakers, you know. They give me tons of confidence. A brand new pair of Nikes will have me forgetting I'm only 5'7". I'll start walking up to tall girls at the bar like, what's up, shorty? I'll be like, hey, come here, I have to tell you something. Anytime I'm feeling bad, I'll go buy me some new shoes. I just think retail therapy works, man. I think retail therapy works better than actual therapy. You go to a therapist, spend $200-300 an hour to talk to one, and you'll feel better for a little bit. But you know, you'll go home, you'll look in the mirror. You're still ugly. With retail therapy, you look better, you feel better. Sometimes you don't even have to spend money. Next time you're feeling down, just go to the mall. Salespeople will lift you up better than any therapist. I was walking through the mall a few months back. I was all like moping. This dude just runs up on me with a back massager, puts it to my back. He's like, my man, are you a hard worker? You're a hard worker, right? I was like, honestly, I'm not. He's like, nah, you're a hard worker, man. I can see it in you. I was like, all right, yeah. I see it a little bit too now, yeah. Day's turning around. He was like, what you do, man, is you tell your girl about these back massages, you tell her how hard you've been working, and she'll come up here and she'll buy you one. And I was just being honest, at the time, I was like, I don't have a girl. He was like, but you're gonna get a girl, man, I know you will. I was like, dude, I've known you like 30 seconds. But I wish you could have been my dad. Well, yeah, man, for me, the therapy's always been the shoes. Every new pair of shoes I buy feels like it's fixing another emotional issue I had. Like these Nikes I'm wearing right now, I was lacing them up. I was like, man, these fresh right here. Hell yeah. So what if my dad's on the moon right now? Nah, he landed a long time ago. Back before smart TVs were really around. So I really depended on it, but I had sold it to take a girl out. Which kind of worked out. She came back to my house. She was like, you want to watch Netflix? I was like, yeah, I would like to. She was like, you don't have like a PlayStation or Xbox? Put it on. I was like, nah, you don't want to just watch the news?